Hello everyone, and welcome to today's session. My name is Leonidas Papanastasiou, and it's the What's New of Classter for July and April. So we will focus on new additions and changes that came up in the system, in Classter, the last few months. We can start. I have shared my screen, and so you will be able to see all these changes in in a live session. So let's start with some new categories that we have added. The one is in the templates of editing, namely delayed payment notification. This new feature, you can see it in advanced configurations and templates and menus, templates editing. And if you choose the notification service as a template category, then the delayed payment notification is the new addition. You click on Create. You have all the template in front of you, and you can set up, if you want, as usual, the text for the delayed payment notification. Close this. Now we have an additional filtering possibility that have been added in consents and admission data, and this is based on document category and if the consent is active or not. From the main settings, from the consents and admission data tab, you have all the information here retrieved, and the new things here are the document category. You can modify and customize it with some categories for the document, and if it is active or not, yes or no, are the two options. Let's continue with an additional functionality that has been added in consents management as well. For example, we can hide the consent from re-registration, admission, parents, and students. So from main settings, the consents and admission data that we were already. We can create a new consent here. And here on the right, you can choose to show or not to show the consent to the registration, to admissions, to parents or students. Okay. Now, there are two mass actions that have been merged into one. This refers to import books and import books using ISBN, International Standard Book Number. Configuration in order to find the path. Okay. Library settings. Oh, sorry, advanced configurations. Okay. Mass imports. Import books. And now there were two separate. Here we have joined and merged them into one with the title import books. So you can find them both under the title import books in case you want to massively import the list of books from an Excel file. We continue with an export button that has been added to the employees and relatives lists. So we have to go to personnel and contacts. employees and contacts. And there, after the retrieve of the data, we have added this export button. You can choose the file name. You can select the maximum number of lines to export. Just click OK in order to export your information from this menu. Moreover, we have some additional fields that have been added in students bulk edit. We can see this at students, student lists. I usually prefer the grid view. I will retrieve some data here. And in bulk actions menu, you can edit the students bulk edit list. Okay. So we can pass now to the academics module. We have two new options here that have been added to the actions menu in assessment scheduling. This is the message with templates and copy exam to other groups. So we have to go to academic tasks, assessments, assessment scheduling. I will retrieve some data from an academic period. And here in actions, we have these two options, copy exam to other institutes, if it is necessary, and publish marks, it was already, and enable anonymous marking. Okay. A new setting has been added as well, namely hide comments from students and parents in attendance settings. This means that we have to follow the path from configuration, academic settings, attendance settings, okay. And here we can see that we have two new settings, which is the, as I said before, hide one new setting, sorry, hide comments from students and parents. Okay, here in rights and controls, you can find this new addition. In order to use it or not, it's a checkbox, click it or not. We have added three new columns to assessment scheduling here in the configuration. So we have to follow the academic tasks, assessments, assessment scheduling, okay. So here we have marked students, present students, and average. These three new columns, and you can use them in order to have a better, some more facts about your assessment scheduling and procedure. Also, in academic tasks, we have added here in marking results, in actions, a new possibility in order to auto-calculate term marks. If you want to use it, you can have your data, You can choose and pick some of your students and use this action. This auto-calculates term marks. And this, as we say here in this message, this action will override all existing term marks. So you have to use it carefully, and maybe this action might take several minutes, some minutes. It's common, and it's not something strange or something bad with the system, but maybe you think that it's going to happen. So let's go to the billing, the financial module. We have some new settings. This means that we have added a transaction document, which is automatically sent when a payment is completed online. This is an automatic response, in other words, when you have a payment, an online payment that is completed. So you can go to configuration, financial settings, general settings. Here in e-payments, okay, we can see that there is a new opportunity for you in order to set up this addition. Okay. Now, also, we have added some new additions, namely export and financial statements. This is in financial. List of payers. You can retrieve your data. You can choose and pick someone, and you can export financial statement with all these filters. You can use the year, date, transaction type, program, payment method. If he's a main payer, a special payer for a receipt. If it's a bid for cash and on credit invoice, and all this data will come to you. So, also, students with delayed payments can now be enrolled in services in the financial overview screen. From the bulk actions menu, you can enroll to services. So you can see this in financial overview. Okay. And from the bulk actions, here is the new addition, enroll to services. Okay. As I said before, even students with delayed payment can now be enrolled in services. Okay. Also, a new view option has been added for admins in the Manage Entries screen. We call it List Entries. Additionally, the editing functionality has been added to the action menu. This is from the CRM menu. Okay, Manage Entries. And there is a list of entries here. We can see that we have added this list of entries in order to have a better look and a better picture of your CRM entries in your system. Retrieve some data. Regularly. And this is the new feature characteristic. Now, students, daily routes, the phone number, we have added the phone number under the student information, and in order to have a quicker look at this data. And this is, sorry, student routes exceptions. Daily routes. We can use it in order to find the student information. Or everybody who has given a phone or telephone, we can see it here in the student profile. Also, there are 3 columns that have been added to students' routes, exceptions, as I said before. It's the zone, schedule route, start and time, route, start and end time. Okay, it's very useful in order to have a better watch of your routes, your student routes. In surveys and quizzes now, we have an additional option that has been added to the bulk actions menu in quizzes screen. We call it now share with educators. Let me show you this one addition. And here in the back actions, you can share these quizzes and educator. You can share it with other educators. You just click on it. You have to pick some rows, for example, like this. Share with educators. You can choose those you want to share these quizzes and just save them in order to receive and share with them the quizzes. We have a new tool that has been added to district management, which is called quiz actions. Quiz actions allow you to manage which quiz submissions are included in statistical evaluations across the district range. Okay. I will show this to you. And an additional view has been added in the subject list, which is subjects per curriculum, which is from the main settings. Okay, modules, list of modules. Here in the views, we have news modules for the new view, modules per curriculum. Okay, or subjects per curriculum according to your own customization. Okay, let's go on with the library. An additional setting has been added based on which are the available libraries, and they can be filtered based on the user, student, educator, employee location. So we can go to library. Library settings. And here we have the additional setting about the location of the user, the student or the educator or the employee. Okay. So we continue. Some even more interesting additions. Let's go to an additional filtering option per type that has been added for each subject in the subject list or in the modules list. We can go from configuration, main settings, modules or subjects, list of modules. I will retrieve some data. Okay, I can pick introduction to business. And we have the new button here, new tab here, type, module. That is a module, it's a thesis, it's a qualification, special entries, it's a service, according to your own customization. You can use it as you wish in order to set up this new function. Also, in the students list, we have added CV data information. I will enter the students. File of demographic data. There are some new characteristics about curriculum CV data here. So you can use them in order to just copy a text, plain text, or add files in this section of the students folder. Okay. Also, we have added two new settings in messaging and notification settings. The one is use specific sender email address and allow teachers, educators, to add new sender email. You can find this characteristic from main settings, general settings, the system. In messaging and notifications tab, there are two new use specific sender email and allow educators or teachers to add new sender email. You just click on this, or you can select for the other one, the message category and educators specified email. In the academics part now, an additional view also has been added in attendance list. Let's go to the academics, attendance list. Give some data. And as I said, we have added a new view, which is live attendance list. You can track, you can see in real time statistics about the attendance per program or per service. Okay. You can have a diagram when you have some data here. It is very useful. So, also in the attendance, you can see here that you can use all the filters down there. You can hide them, advanced filters and clear filters if you want to search from the beginning. Okay, let's go now to academic tasks to continue with assessments. Here in assessments scheduling, we have added a button that has been referred to insert simultaneously all students of a class. In order not to pick or choose them one by one, you can choose a class and simultaneously you can insert all the students of this class to the assessment scheduling. So here we are in assessment scheduling. data, or we can create a new one. Here is the button, namely class. We have the calendar. We can use students' workload or also, and from the class, you can choose the class you want. And from the business strategy, for example, class, all the students will be inserted to your assessment schedule. Okay. So also in gradebook analysis, we have a new functionality. You can export the whole page in a PDF format. This is very useful for as a quick action many times in order to have this data to an email, to send them, or to keep them as a record in your computer. Okay. So we have to go from the academic tax again. Marking, grade analysis. I will retrieve some data here. So all this information, if you want to extract it to a PDF format, you just click on print. You have the preview here, and all the information, as you can see, of this page can be exported to a PDF format. An additional setting has been added in marking settings, and we call it auto recalculate graded marks when assessment marks are submitted. So you can find this new addition from the academic settings. Okay, here in marking settings, general settings. Okay. And you can see, let's start here in marking, gradebook term settings. You can have auto recalculate gradebook marks when assessment marks are submitted. You can select no, yes, auto recalculate, and publish marks. These are the three options here. Okay. So we can continue now with an additional setting, which is added in homework settings, namely allow staff, teachers to enter or modify published time and the default filter value for parents and students. So we have to follow the academic settings, sessions. The academic settings here, sorry. Sessions and homework, general settings. In the homework menu, on the basic settings, here we have allow educators to copy homework from previous period, even if they weren't assigned to this module, and allow staff to enter modify published time. Okay. Also, an additional setting has been added. We call it allow applicants to optionally add only the names of father and mother relative contacts. This is from, we can reach this from the configuration menu. To admission settings. to the sign up here and applicants portal. And you can find this addition about to allow applicants to submit new options in immigration status and to submit to add only the identification settings about their parents. Father, mother, and relative contracts here is the other one. You can check it if you want to use this functionality. Also here in the sign up and applicants portal settings, we have in the admission settings as well, we have a new opportunity here for the users if they want to use this setting in order to allow to add only the identification types during personal data submission. It's also from the configuration. Here we are in admission settings, sign up applicants portal. So here they can check or not if they want to allow applicants to add this information, the identification types during the personal data submission. Okay. We have a new group also of settings, which is the date of birth controls. It has been added in application management settings. It's here in application management. So you can check, you can control the date of birth in order to have a better look and of your data in this section. Okay, there are many messages here. You can use here the date of birth controls. This section, it's a new section. You can enable date of birth control here, the security level, it's working, forbidden, etc. according to your own settings and customization. In the CRM menu, we will go back again. We have added a new feature in order to massively cancel meetings. This means that you can go here to the CRM tab, Educator, students and parent meetings, the meeting list. Let's bring some meetings. Okay, I can pick some of them. And if you have picked one or more, you can check here, set as cancel, and massively you can cancel all these meetings. You don't have to cancel them one by one. Also, the educator's availability can now be massively defined in order to have a better watch of your system and the availability in general of your educators. Bring some data here again. Meeting. Okay, this is the one. And if you want to use all the other, you can go to personnel and contacts to the educators. I will choose some of them. And from the bulk actions, I can change their availability. For example, I can add availability for all of them that have been picked, and not one by one, as we used to do it before. Okay. On the library now, we can say that we have improved the adding of book return process using barcode scanning. This is a very useful addition, because with barcode scanner, you can automatically check and retrieve this information in your system in Classter. So I'm going to the learning list. I will search for some books. And here we have a barcode where you can write it, or through a barcode scanner, as said before, automatically this information about each book can be passed to the system. Also, from the configuration about the library, again, the configuration menu, students and educators can borrow the same books by following the setting, allow the lending of multiple copies of the same book. So you can borrow the same books in more than one student and educator. So from the configuration menu, we go to the library settings. The basic settings. Here, the last one, allow the lending of multiple copies of the same book. If you check it, you can have this functionality enabled to your system. And now about internship and thesis. We have a new drop-down list that has been added. We call it internship thesis types. It is also in the configuration menu. Here, thesis. Okay, drop-down lists. Here is the new addition, drop-down list. We have some options here. Thesis contract type, enrollment status, final results, thesis status, thesis types, interview status, that you can modify them for the internship and thesis module. So these were some of the most significant and important, in our opinion, additions that we have added the last few months in Classter. However, there are some new things that you have to know about them. I will show them massively in this text that I have set up. This is a general what's new in Classter. You don't have to navigate in the system. You can see all these new additions and new functionalities, as I said before, in our website on the What's New list section. In this, in our website, you can see all the new functionalities, additions that we have implemented in Classter the last few months. And you can have a better look, and you can see how to use them as well, in case you need it in a few days or in another time, not just right now. So I will just read them. We have for the employees the option to send a message to the entire institution directly from the recipients list in the message center now. The event management menu has been added in the partner employer portal. We have a new role type about partner employer that is referred to the previous one that has been added. In teachers portal, there is an additional homework view list per answers. The gender field can be hidden now from the sign-up form following the appropriate configuration. Students or parents can also view all arrangements and receipts for all periods, as in online payments. More intensive and thesis statuses have been added to the respective drop-down list for companies and employers. A student now can be registered in multiple internships per subject. It's a new addition. Multiple improvements have been processed in companies and parents portal. A check is performed before a student moves to the next semester now and graduates based on their curriculum following the appropriate configuration. Also, students and educators and documents can now be imported or updated through mass import to the configuration menu. An additional setting has been added. We call it allow end users to create events for the following institutes, with which cross-institutes events can be created, if it's necessary, of course. 2 more columns have been added to the student list. It's the global registration number and the social security number. They're really useful for many of our users. Siblings that were registered students in previous academic periods are still visible in registered students in the current academic period now. And the medical indication that has been, we have added in subjects attendance next to the student's name. And additional settings have been added under session and homework settings. So we call it show last record per course for timetable view. And this improves the homework view for parents. Employees may enable relatives to complete an application through a new action option, manage applicants, we call it, in admission users. And also in students per admissions data view, all student documents can be viewed and downloaded simultaneously now. New applications can be filtered based on whether parents already exist in the system or not. Entries under dynamic drop-down lists can now be reordered by dragging and dropping. It's a very easy way to do this. And an additional setting has been added. We call it literal for legal guardian option in the sign up applicants portal section. All these characteristics, as we said before, and the Classter are new characteristics, as we said before. Classter is now integrated with Outlook API, meaning that Microsoft Teams meetings are automatically created in events and sessions based on the given configuration. 2 more columns that have been added to the curriculum list, namely annual result model and code. And finally, an additional functionality has been added for educators. They now have the ability to answer consent from the mobile app. That is very useful for all of them. And as I said in the beginning, all this information about what's new is reachable from our website, classter.com, what's new list, and there you can find, and with print screens as well, all these new characteristics in order to use them from now on. Thank you for your attention. I hope that we will be again in another webinar with new characteristics that will be added in the next few months.